Like that is the compromise I feel like we should be able to make for people, in as much as there are things that we know cannot change in the relationship. I feel like these particular scenarios, these are things that we should be able to work out. We understand that we are now sharing our space with somebody.
There's a very simple dynamic that goes on where a guy that is very sexually active, right, would move to a girl who is not in that space at all. She would tell him that she's not ready for anything like that. The guy, instead of him to walk away, because he has that FOMO, that fear of missing out, he would say, "Don't worry, I'm okay with it." It's a lie. Oh.
If you're accepting to be in a relationship with someone, you're accepting to it's not just about you anymore. It's like it's about you and this person. If this person is sad, you partially have to be sad. Next question. What's your take on long distance relationship? Have you ever been in one? And what did you learn from the experience?
It will not work.
Who wants to go first?
Me.
This is the In Between Spaces podcast, where we talk about life in our 20s, our career, love life, finance, faith work, and relationship. I'm your host on this show, and my name is Blessed Onoha. I hope you know it's okay not to have it all figured out in your 20s. Yep, let's talk. So today we have two very special guests. You guys can imagine? I did not start with one. Two very special guests. So I'll introduce the lady first. Her name is Millicent Bra-Kali. She is a product manager at a legal firm in Lagos, and she's the founder of Newbies. It's a product school. She's really nice and fun, but you should not expect professional things from her, because today we are talking about experience. We are talking on the show. And our second guest is doing really amazing stuff for himself, and I love his kind of content on social media, especially on Instagram. Currently, he's a growth marketer at a top leading financial company in Nigeria, and he had so much memories as a child. He did. His name is Joshua Nkemakonam Udoni. Thank you so much, Joshua. Thank you so much, Millicent, for coming on this show. Please, you guys, introduce yourselves. I don't think I did justice. You guys are doing really amazing stuff. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, so thank you, Bless, for that introduction. I'm glad to be here. Yeah, my name is Udoni Nkemakonam Joshua. Like you rightly said, but I have another name.
Okay.
My Edo name is Iteme. Which also means Inkem in the Igbo language, but that's the Edo side.
Hi, professionally, I am Millicent Bra. Well, I also like to be identified as Kali. Like she already said, I'm a product manager, but interestingly on the side, I'm a meme supplier. I supply memes for people on my WhatsApp, and they enjoy it. And I've not posted for a really long time, and everybody's like, "Oh, where are you?" I've been sick, but I'll be back.
Please,
so
I need that. I need that service in my life. I honestly need that service in my life. I need more. I don't know how people actually view it. I'll give you an example. So there are people on WhatsApp that they don't post anything on their status, right? And they look at people that post things on their status every time, like, yeah, I was serious, because it's always weird. Nice. Like,
you know,
yes, that's you. But
so the funny thing is, when I come on WhatsApp, I know I don't post on my WhatsApp like that, but when I come on WhatsApp, I'm always looking. So there is this, I know Millicent, and then I know someone else, Becky. So when I come on WhatsApp, I'm always going to their status to go and look for me, because I just want some form of happiness.
Exactly. That's exactly what I do. Whenever I open my WhatsApp, I'm going to my friends that post me. They are the ones that I'm looking for. Do you understand? Because me, I post a lot of funny videos, a lot of funny pictures too. Because life is hard. You understand?
One reason why I watch Korean movies.
And okay, I don't watch Korean movies, but I get what you're trying to say. So I'll give you a scenario. I stopped posting anything on WhatsApp for like 2 months one time. And somebody called me and she was like, wow, so you want to be forming mature now. I've not seen anything on status in like 2 months. And I was like, I did not remember. Like life was dealing with me. You're talking about me
I should
posting
come and be
stuff. If I
cracking you up.
remember, you understand? Did I remember? I started posting it again. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I really like it as it's fun. Yes, I need Millicent meme service. Whenever I have time, maybe 1 hour after gym before I go and sleep, I will also watch something very unserious. I like watching unserious things because I can't be watching serious things when I've had a very serious day.
Now that's my
I
person.
yes, the more unserious the better because no. Yeah.
Wow.
Millicent, let's hear from you now.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going through a crisis, but it's over now. Partially.
Ma, please, can you tell us
It,
your
Yes.
was it your was it echoing from your end?
Yes, it was crazy. He wanted to drive me mad.
Yeah. So how did you solve it?
Well, I sacrificed my space for her,
now? You
so
see,
I'm
like,
outside.
Very thoughtful.
oh, friendship,
Bless, you have a very thoughtful friend.
very kind.
Yeah, it was because I was not invited to this podcast, but
Please,
okay.
can we not do this?
It's still...
Can we not do this?
I mean, but it's the truth. But anyway, I think I agree with Joshua. I don't like serious. I spend like my day. Yeah, I like to just chill up on Instagram. I'm an Instagram person.
And
I hate Twitter. I like Twitter. Don't like when I say I hate Twitter, I don't like hate it. I don't like Twitter because I feel like after a busy day, Twitter is not the place you want to be because Twitter always has arguments going on. They're like fight, people are dragging people. There's always one topic of one tweet that is going to trigger all the anger that you have reserved in the day that you didn't point somebody out in the office. It's like it's just going to let you point out. So sometimes I just don't do Twitter. But like I like Instagram and I follow a lot of comedy pages. I don't think I follow any personal human page on Instagram, apart from my friends who I share memes and funny videos
you
with.
share
I don't
plenty.
follow any real person. Yes, I share. We don't chat, I just share. So like it's very therapeutic. And then I visit Pinterest before I go to bed. Pinterest is the best place for peace.
So you find hot
Yeah, you're not
clothes.
fighting with anybody. Yes, hot clothes. I love clothes. So yes, a lot of hot clothes. I like looking good no matter the situation. But most importantly, I like all those, all those weird, cryptic, dark romance things. I like those kind of images, and Pinterest has a lot of them. So I just collect them, post them at midnight. People think you're sad, and they're like, "Oh, Melissa, what's wrong?" I'm like, "Girl, you guys stop believing everything you see on social media."
I'm fine.
So,
I'm
yeah.
freaking. So while
Yeah.
you were speaking, you said stuff about when you go on Twitter, and so you had a very busy day, and then you go on Twitter, and you are finding very annoying tweets. Like lately, I feel like I've been seeing a lot of it. So you go on Twitter, and you're seeing somebody that just saying plenty things, and you're like, this thing was not even.
So
I think
you
I
know how they say that different people have different things. The thing both of you just don't like. Eh? It's what I wake up every morning hoping to find.
You see
Like
drama.
whenever I go to Twitter, I'm like, let somebody be fighting with me. Please. Let people just find a very stupid thing to trigger them. Let them fight about a girl cooking for their boyfriend, or
All
let the
those
boy
things
start
annoy me.
or let the boys start dragging about how girls like materialistic things too much.
Do you?
Let the thread be like 1,000 tweets deep. Let the quotes be like 20,000 so that I can keep scrolling on my way to the office. And because the journey is long.
Okay,
So
valid.
Instead of
yeah,
hating on girlfriend, when I knew I hate my girlfriend, you know that thread broke a lot of relationships.
oh my God, I was so happy for that thread.
Ew, no, please.
I was that thread made me so happy. Wait, why did you say ew? No, please.
You actually like violence because I feel like so many people that were actually in love.
I do.
I feel like so many people that were actually,
Yes.
But as much as bless you agree that as much as you yield to that, that's like really the reality of things. And to be honest, if I'm going to be honest, I feel like some people do it subconsciously. It's not even an intentional thing. I feel like even us as girls, when we start to blank out or space out in a relationship, you just find yourself, doing these things, not listening, letting them be like, oh babe, I'm going, like, okay, bye bye. Now,
Exactly.
so I just feel
I
like
like
it's
this
unfair
way.
to, because people said it out, to
I just
like
feel like,
blame
I
them.
feel
I
like
just feel like we all do it, yeah.
I get, but I feel like the problem was like saying it out. So I feel some things it's just better.
I,
I mean, it's
I
just better not
understand
to
what you
say those
mean.
things. Do you get?
Because it's like how people say some people like being lied to. Do you understand? So
Exactly.
it's just but it's not ideal for anybody now. I'll give you an example. My last relationship,
Yeah,
when I checked out, right,
yeah,
I was actually begging myself not to check out mentally because I know myself. If
yeah.
I check out mentally, no matter how if we can do procession for the next 20 years, consult Oracle, go for all night,
You
Joshua
are
has
out. Is
gone.
that you are out? Right?
And I can be there with you, like we'll be in a relationship, but
Or mentally.
my mind has gone.
Yeah.
My mind has gone. I will not do anything to disrespect you. We will not fight, but I have gone. Mentally, I have gone.
I feel in
So
relationship.
that's the kind of thing.
I feel in relationship. When you're in
Yeah.
a relationship and there is no more quarrel, just know that you have lost it because there is no more quarrel. There is no more. Why did you do this? Or basically those things that okay. I think that came off wrong. Not like no more quarrel, but no more. Okay, so you do stuff and that person is always like okay. That goes on for like 3 weeks, 1 month, and it's just
See,
like okay.
if there's no pushback again, the
Yeah,
person is
there's
like,
no
okay, that
pushback.
person has gone.
Person like just do what you want. It's more like a case of do what you want. Just leave me alone. Oh God.
Exactly. But the reason I liked that thread was that I see exactly what you just said now, like it broke a lot of relationships. I feel like if that kind of thread, if something you see on Twitter can break your relationship as a grown adult in this life, you don't even deserve to be
Do
in a
you get?
relationship in the first place.
Do you
It's so
understand?
funny. Like
It's
some somebody will listen to somebody from 5 states away that you don't even know them from anywhere. They
Do
will
you
be advising you
understand
about how you and your boyfriend should live your life.
that you
So
live
And
inside
you'll
the
be
same
eating it
house
up.
with?
so I'm talking so from the perspective I'm even getting
It's so
it from.
weird.
It's not even like from what an a stranger will post and then you are breaking up because of it. No, like so I saw this stuff on Instagram where the girl showed evidence of why she broke up with her boyfriend of like 6 years because she found out that he made a post on that thread talking about how he started hating her or so she noticed that that's something that been happening for the past 1 month or something. She was like, why didn't you just tell me? The guy said he did not tweet anything. The guy was not like, you are not even on Twitter. How did you see my tweet? The girl said, I got on Twitter some months ago when my company said I should do something. So the boyfriend didn't even know she was on Twitter. And she saw that post. You get, and the guy
Do
kept,
you know why that guy cannot tell that girl?
why?
See, boys, how will I put it now? Men don't like to talk about things that bother them. That's just a
Not nice.
natural.
Okay, but
I
outside
know,
that,
but
yeah, so I feel like it's cool if you don't know how to talk about what's bothering you, but if you can't speak to me about it, then don't go to a public space and talk about it, right? So the fact
yeah,
that I'm not on
I
Twitter to see does not mean
yeah.
that I don't know folks who are on Twitter. People know people that know people that know people. So it's even dumb to even think that, oh, because the one person you're writing about is not on Twitter means that they will not see it. In this world of today, it's not
I,
possible
I could
now.
feel the
So
girl.
it's
The
I
girl kept
understand you.
asking, and he was like, he didn't write anything. But again, I had to go and bring the evidence.
yeah.
He was not like, so
I feel like
even
that
if
was
you
fucked
wrote
up,
it,
Sha.
and I said, even if you wrote it, that
I
I feel
you
like
just
people are
fake.
fucked up now.
I feel like that
That's
was
the kind
fucked
of
up,
thing
Sha.
you start hearing. No, it was fucked up because number one, that guy wrote that thing in his wildest dream. He did not
You
even think
wouldn't
that
see it.
that girl would see that thing.
Exactly.
That's
So you can't be
exactly.
claiming I don't like talking about my problems, but you're on Twitter sharing your problems. If you don't
No,
like
no,
talking
no,
about
no. It's not about that guy. when I
Okay, yeah,
with
yeah,
what I
yeah.
said.
Yeah.
I was just giving like a general point of view. So here's an example. In my case, there were a lot of things that had gone wrong in my relationship, and I did not talk about them. The main reason I did not talk about them is that whenever I tell my girlfriend then that something is wrong, she will internalize it, and then we will deviate from the topic that I'm saying is wrong into another different thing. Before you know, we are having this full-blown argument that I cannot even
You don't
pinpoint
know
where
where
it
it came
started from.
from. But I also
You
think that
understand?
it's a thing girls do generally,
Don't do that,
right?
ma. Better back it up.
No, wait, I was going to say girls do that generally, but
Yeah.
then at the same time, I feel like my last relationship, that was the case for me. For like, it was the reverse case. There's a point I did it, but then like I had to like call myself back and realize. So it was more of a, when you do something, I have a payback habit, right? And I
Payback
intentionally,
habit.
yes, I used to, not now, Sha. I still there small
Please
when you really make me angry.
describe the payback. Like you must do your own back.
Yes, I must do my own. You
That's
must
interesting.
understand how I felt. Okay, so initially I'll do it, and then like when you guys tend to forget. You guys are free spirited, for lack of better word. You just do stuff,
Okay.
and after that argument, you'll move past it. You've said sorry. This person says she forgives you, and you feel like, oh, that's bye bye. But deep down, I'm not going to speak for every girl out there. Me, it's still in my mind. There, gone. I will now do something, either intentionally or unintentionally, but something that happened to that you did too one day by mistake, which I'll do it. And then you call me out, and I will give you tape by tape how you did this thing, and I forgive you. So you don't have a choice but to forgive me. Right.
Ah.
So like
Okay.
he brings this boy to a point where he starts saying, oh, so because I did it, you too, you want to do it, and this, that, and then we're like going to a whole different space altogether. Like we don't even know how we got there, and then we start fighting and stuff. But like after a while, I think I moved past that, and then it was now a case of, I think that was what even helped me to stop that rubbish, because it was really rubbish. It got to a space of, this uncle, he doesn't do payback, to be fair.
Ah.
But when we had an argument, he missed 1 million other times where he had forgiven you.
Guy.
And me, I was going into a space of, if we move past an argument, let that one be out. If we're having new arguments, let's not bring it back in there. Do you get? But then they will now start writing long lists. Oh, you did this thing. Remember when you used to do like this? I tolerated the. I'm like, are we going to be doing this? And then it was not like we're even fighting every time. So for every time, I have a list of things that I've done that I've forgotten I did, and they just have to, remind me. At that point, I just said, oh, I cannot do this one again. No, and working out is not a problem for me. Just like a vampire, I'll switch off my emotions. I'm watching Vampire Diaries, by the way. So,
You're watching Vampire Diaries.
Okay.
by the way, yeah.
What's the name of this?
Is it like the first time you're watching it?
Oh no.
Yes, she just arrived. Okay.
So, how many
This is
times have
second
you
one.
watched it?
It's like second or third time.
Wow.
It's me that is still my first time, and I'm in season 4. That was 3 years ago.
I'm in season 6.
I'm not past season 4.
You guys are strong people.
But you remember
Yeah.
So this stuff
Go
that
ahead.
about in forgiving, like letting things out. I feel my mom beat that stuff out of me. So if my siblings are listening to this podcast, they will remember it very well. When I was younger, right? If you do something to me and even if you apologize, I'll be like, for starters, I had issue apologizing. So even if I'm wrong, I don't used to apologize. That was there. So, but even if you apologize, if you were wrong and you apologize, I'm like, okay. 3 months down the line, if you do something that annoyed me so much and I react based on that, so if you do something that maybe shouldn't have annoyed me so much and I react to that, my mom will sit me down. My mom will say, this thing that happened now cannot be the reason for this reaction. Breathe in. Why did you do this? What caused it? So next thing I'll be like, 3 months ago he said this, 2 months ago he did this. I remember also 20 years and I used to keep dates. I'll say, 20th on a Thursday, I was going out, he did this. My mom would be like, what am I going to do with you? And it makes so much sense when they say like you give birth to children and you practically just pray for them and then you instruct. You cannot, okay, it's like a situation where they say parents are the reasons for children's behavior. No, because I feel like your parents' gene can be entirely different and you just come out a bad child. I, I feel a lot of work has gone into me, but I don't think I came out a very good child. I used to keep those, and my immediate senior brother collected so much from me. So he will not even be crying. He'll be like, but Amaka, I apologized. I'm like, I did not forget it. So why did you repeat it again if you apologize? But then my mom is like, set your heart. Don't you think that is bitterness growing inside of you? Over time, I feel with love, and she kind of made me feel really bad about it. She's like, don't you think a wicked person if you cannot forgive this thing? So over time, so if you annoy me, I found out that my reactions were not a lot anymore. So if you annoy me and I'm basically just reacting based on how you annoyed me. For better cases, I'll just keep quiet and I'm like, okay, let's do this next time. I'll sleep over it. I feel that's what helped me manage my anger issue. But if you annoy me, I'll just pile it up. There, I'll give the outburst. People will be asking what happened. But that's really not a good thing. I'm just glad that most of us grow out of it. I'm glad I grew out of it. Yeah. So yeah, that's a piece of my childhood memory, and my brothers being really supportive. I feel like my brothers were overly understanding because I was a mess. Okay. So my next, so we'll do some icebreaker. I have like 4 questions, but let's just go with it. Let me not ask you so much questions, right? So I will ask Joshua this. Can you share a memory or funny moment from your time in secondary school that still makes you laugh today? Something interesting that happened.
Where do I start from? So I have so many memories. So you mean secondary school specifically, right?
Yeah, I mean secondary school. But you can go lower than secondary school. You can go higher than secondary school.
What's lower than secondary school?
Primary school now.
To hear how I used to have babes in nursery school.
Don't do it, please.
Okay. Because I was the talk of the town when I was in primary school until I entered secondary school and nobody send me message again.
What
like
happened?
They could not see me.
What changed?
I don't know.
Are you sure?
I think they now started saying final boys. Because literally nobody was sending me again. And I was no longer carrying first.
Okay, I feel that's part of the. I feel most women are attracted to very smart boys, very smart men. Is a thing.
Yeah, I was no longer carrying first. I was no longer carrying first. I was carrying 6, 12, 18.
Well, how could they see
all
you?
all the old babes.
Yeah, the back of the class.
Like you get. It was a tragic time in my life, but God saw me through. God saw me through. So one memory I would give is, oh my God, it's a very sad memory.
Oh wow.
So we used to not be very, very, how would I put it now? My family was not very well to do then.
Yeah.
So I think we were going to the farm that weekend, and everybody were going to a birthday of one of our classmates. Very rich. Your father was showing a big bash, so he invited the whole class. And I could not go because I was helping my parents to do something in the farm. I think I was supposed to take cassava to the engine for them to grind into garri, something like that. Something very deep like that.
Yeah.
So where I take it to, like the road from our house to the engine, right?
Yeah.
It's also the road my classmates will pass to that party.
No.
Wait, so imagine I had 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, God, let them pass before I get there, or let them pass after I have gotten
You
to the
fast.
end. Like it will take literally 5 minutes in 24 hours. Let those 5 minutes not overlap.
Yeah.
So I think I was carrying the bowl on my head or something like that. I remember it. So I was just walking to the place, and the road was free. Nobody was there. I was like,
You're
thank
like,
God.
thank you,
This is
Jesus.
cool. When I was at the middle of the road, they just came out from the street beside me. Like
Ew.
everybody just came out from the street beside me. They were all dressed in very fine clothes. Like everybody was dripping.
That must have been
And
painful.
people just saw me. And I saw them. And I remember thinking in my head, like, God, why? Why?
Just this one thing I asked you.
Why? Do you understand, Bless? It was, I don't think it was a lot to ask.
Yeah.
Why? And they just passed. And I think I made a very good friend that day, because the guy that his father was throwing the party,
Yeah.
he told them to go to the party,
He now
and
helped.
he followed me to the end. He
Exactly.
carried it in his head.
I wanted to ask, did anybody come back
Aww.
to help? I knew that
So
has
me and that guy, we became very good friends that day. He didn't even go for the party again. We were there till like 9
Aww.
before he went back home.
Wow.
See, my childhood was wild. Or is it the time that I went to Sacred Arts College and we were plucking mango in the burial ground, and the Reverend Father beat all of us?
Like,
See,
why?
I've always been a wild boy, like jungle boy.
Did you ever think that? Did you have this fear, or like maybe what if ghosts come out? You never had
Fear,
fears.
blessed, fear, me. Let me tell you how I used to go to school back then in Tutu. People will go to the bus park inside Lagos, like Aja or somewhere, and enter God school and everything.
Yeah.
I would go to Ijebu Ode. You know that Shangamo Express that goes to the east?
Okay. Yes.
That long Shangamo Express that goes from Shagamu to Ore.
Yes.
I will go and stand in the Ijebu Ode junction by the road, and I will have my hand out like a hiker, stopping buses that are going to the east, looking for the one that is not full, so that I can enter.
And it will be cheaper.
Exactly. That's what I used to do. They will give me money to go to the park. Oh, I will refuse.
So what do you do with the rest of the money? I feel like if you could pay for comfort, especially if it's not my money, what will you do with the rest of the money that will make it feel like the money was more utilized? Because even if I use it to buy food, I'll be angry inside that bus I entered. I'll be angry for the minutes I stood on the road. What will you do? What do you always do with the rest of the money?
Then you're not like me now. A jungle boy like me sees it as adventure. I like adventure, like something that. There was one particular day I entered one car that was not good. The thing just flipped, like it did a 360 in the air and landed on the ground, right? All the old engine juices started coming out. This how people used to die. And guess what? I came out and entered another one.
Oh wow.
My parents were tired of me, but I survived.
So
and I'm in InterSwitch.
You were a child, like all those kind of child. They say it's not by what your parents did. What a child wants to become, they will become. So
I'm telling you, when I'm on Twitter and I see people dragging their parents, I say, it's my parents that will drag me. Oh, me. What did I not do?
It's my father that would drag me.
I was doing the undoable.
I think my father's biggest problem with me was, so I think I was speaking some days ago with some friends, and I said I remember days that my dad, he had so much problem with me, and like because of going out. So if he goes out for meeting and my mom goes out, me, I'll go out my own. And it's not like I used to go far. I just, in Igbo, they used to call it Tori. Either I have a friend that is staying nearby, I want to go to their house and visit, and my father hates people leaving the house. Two things my father hates so much: don't leave the house, don't make noise. my house is always very quiet. My father don't like noise. But you see that visiting outside. So my parents will go for meeting. My siblings will stay at home as not my siblings. Chudi used to go for his own workout too. But you see me, my father always had, he was like, where did you go to? So I'll be out there and then he'll come back. I'm always coming back maybe 5 minutes after he stepped in, or maybe 2 minutes after. It's just maybe his car just came in and next thing I'm coming in. He'll be like, where did you go to? Wait for me, or wait for me inside. Go in. Like he had so much problem with me going out, and I feel these days when people say you don't go out a lot, why are you always inside? I'm like, if you knew what my father had put me through, you'd not be asking me this question. Because I always had people to visit. You go as me, I'll go my own. And I'll be out there, I'll enjoy myself, come back. It was not funny. It was not funny. Sha? Hello, Miss Carly. We have your question. It's not like the serious question. This is like the icebreaker question. We just want to get to know you, right?
When you say Miss Carly, I used to think of iCarly. Do you know that show?
Mm-mm.
The iCarly show.
I do know it.
Okay. Did you?
So secondary school often brings back memories of crushes and teenage adventures. Did you have any crush? Do you have any crush stories or teenage escapades you are willing to share?
Interestingly, I am willing to share, but sadly, I never had any. So, yeah. So, why didn't I have any? First of all, my dad was not fair to me. He used to bab me moro moro. I don't know if you grew up in Port Harcourt or in Delta. You know when they shine your head. They used to call it moro moro. So my dad barbed my hair every week. I can't even imagine what level of wickedness that is. Well, okay.
Yes,
So
he didn't want you looking attractive to the guys.
yeah, I wasn't looking in any form attractive. To make things worse, I played so much. Like my life. I don't think I thought of anything else in secondary school. I had this friend in uni that her name was Aaron, and I think that's the most beautiful female name I've heard.
Aaron.
Yes. And like it was
it's a beautiful
unique.
female name.
Yeah, because whenever she said it always like sparked attention and good attention by the way. So
no, please.
No, please. Aaron Barrow. I'll do you one better. My sister used to have a boyfriend that was named Yvonne. And
no, that's
whenever
stupid, actually.
she mentioned it, I'll be like, what the fuck, man? Who's this guy? And he will smile. Why are you smiling? You didn't even think of changing it to like Vaughn, like King. Like, what kind of nigga is going to be bearing Yvonne, taking care of my sister? Please come and go. When they broke up, I was so happy. God, I was so happy.
So you think Joshua screamed you can take care of it?
No. Yvonne is a female name. That's so get his.
Said I like what are they calling it? Okra that is burnt, like that one that they warm and gets burnt at the bottom. Yes.
What kind of life is that? that sounds like what I used to eat when I was small, when we were going to farm.
Exactly, that's what I used to eat when I was small, and that's the okra I still like. I don't like freshly cooked okra. If I cook okra, I must intentionally burn okra and beans. I intentionally burn them.
So more reason because we grew up, we spent so much time in the village. Is more reason why we will eat fresh okra. Is more reason why my taste bud is accustomed to fresh okra because we make fresh soup. So how are you going to
everything I want to eat is fresh. I don't like stale anything.
Yes, that makes two of us. But when it comes to okra soup, I burn it. Even if I cook it fresh, I must burn it.
Wow, that's nice.
And bless. Funny enough, we're actually talking about my hatred for stale food, and you're telling me it's a man thing.
Yes. Because I feel in my house it was like my dad thing, and that's why all of us were doing it. And it was really, really nice where every food that is made in my house, my father does not eat. Every food that my dad had to eat was freshly made. And it's not like he put it as, you must cook it. If you are not available, he'll cook it himself. My father is
That's
not going
me.
to tell you.
That is me. So
Yeah.
whenever they
So
have
mine isn't that bad.
that conversation on Twitter about your girlfriend must know how to cook, he does not cook for. See, I don't give a fuck, right? So I can cook. I have been
He'll
cooking
cook
since
it
I
and
was
even dish for you.
small. I like my
Exactly.
girl, right? Anybody I'm dating to know how to cook. Do you understand? But if you do not cook, I will not send because me, I will cook it. And if I cook it, I will dish your own. If you don't want to eat, it's your problem. Do you understand? Like, I will never be
He will
caught
even
in the
cook and dish for you.
conversation. I will never be caught in the conversation where we have to argue about food. It's beneath me. Like, there are some
Well,
women that do not like guys. I'll give an example. There's a girl I met. We were compatible in a lot of ways. I started cooking and her eyebrow just caved in. Like, what are you doing? Do you understand? Like,
Yeah.
she comes from a family where the men go out to work and they are
They don't get
macho
it.
and they are like very toxic, while the women are just washing clothes and cook. So she puts herself in that. She's not the type that wants to break out of that kind of lifestyle, right?
yeah.
So she likes it how her father goes to work, does everything, brings the money back, and her mom just takes care of the businesses, looks fine and fly. Because if you see her mom, she's very young. She looks like she has not suffered a day in her life, you understand? So
It's really nice.
she had a sister who does not like that lifestyle. So that one is a career person, right? She wants to, be a top. What was she was in the banking industry, so she was always hustling, doing this and that. So that one was like the opposite of this, my friend, right? Of this girl
Yeah.
I wanted to date. So she was the opposite of her. This one wanted to be like her mother, that soft life and everything. So those
Okay.
type of people, they like traditional men. They like
Yeah. I think it's fine too.
don't even touch anything in the kitchen. She will do it.
Yeah.
So
I think it's fine
that's
So what
too.
that's
if
there's a very simple dynamic that goes on where a guy that is very sexually active, right,
yeah.
would move to a girl who is not in that space at all. She would tell him that she's not ready for anything like that. The guy, instead of him to walk away, because he has that FOMO, that fear of missing out, he would say, "Don't worry, I'm okay with it." It's a lie. Oh. It is a
It's not?
lie from the pit of hell.
Exactly.
What kind of guy would be okay with that? If it's a guy that maybe is in that mindset before he met you, I can assure you that he can try, maybe 75%. He might succeed.
Yeah.
But if it's a guy that he was already active, he met you, because number one, he's assuming that you are active like him. So when
Yeah.
you
That's
guys
true.
sit down and have that discussion, he finds out that you are not for it too. You don't want to do anything now. He does not want to, because he already likes you, right? He doesn't want to
Yeah.
miss out. So he will lie. He will say, you know what? I think I can go through with it. And because you like him, your eye will now wide to a different side and say, maybe he can change. Maybe he can wait for me. Those things used to piss me off because it is like two people that don't have sense. Number one,
Mm.
it's true now because
But out of like
that
1,000, it
guy,
actually works for some people. The guy changed that.
that
Okay.
that is
So
where
it works.
problem comes. Blessed, you are a very good mathematician. What are the odds of 1 in 1,000? Are you kidding me? If somebody told you that this airport that you want to board plane in, that they land 1 in 1,000 planes.
But 1 in 1,000 is not like a big margin. But even though, let's say 10 in, no, yeah, 100 in 1,000 is
But I
still
feel
small.
like
And it
things
works for
like
some
this
people, but
is
there's
dicey,
that much
especially
Yes,
when it
just
comes to relationship.
I wouldn't exactly. I would not make a bet on 1 in 5. I'm not even joking.
I actually
I
agree.
I
Except
I will not make that
there,
bet.
there are exceptions to every rule, Sha. But then there are certain things you
True.
don't make exceptions for. Because I feel like,
Exactly.
especially if people are planning to do forever together, you cannot be betting your life on your forever on what if. Of
Do
course, you
you
can't tick all the
understand?
Relationship,
boxes.
when you are
Of
doing
course, you can't
I
tick all the
relationship, don't
said
boxes out, but at least the ones you know that is important,
make
tick them out.
sure make sure that on that table of negotiation you put your heart on the tell the person everything. Don't do you will find out later in the future. Some girls like doing that thing. They will hold out a substantial part of what they're supposed to say because they feel like if I tell this guy this thing, he might judge me. He might look at me some way. Let him look at you that way today. You understand? And let him face back and be going. You see me that I'm here. I will tell you the things I like. I like bad thing, oh. I am like this. I am like that. Do you want to do? Do you have strength for wahala person? You will tell me, because I want you to go. Let me just tell
yeah.
you the truth. I want you to. Do you know the worst thing that can happen to anybody that is with me? That you will stress me for what I told you before, right? Like I might tell you that I'm not the kind of person that likes to talk on the phone all the time. I'm the kind of person that I like to see you face to face. So I would go out of my way to make sure that I see you at least once a week, right? And we can be texting all day. Like if you text me, I will always reply you. If you tell me I want us to have a call by 8 p.m. today, I will make sure that 8 p.m. I am available. Or I will tell you, let's not do 8 p.m. Let's do 11 p.m. You understand? That's the kind of person I am. So if you want to talk on the phone, we have to schedule it because I have to be in the right frame of mind to talk to you. I can promise you, if you call me out of the blue, eh, and something is
Yeah.
pissing me off that time you call me, I will not pick your call. You might be angry that this guy is ignoring my call, but I promise you, I'm doing you a favor because if I use that annoyance, that thing that's pissing me off to pick your call, you will regret why you dated me.
But
Do you
sorry,
understand?
Joshua. Wow,
Yeah.
this
What
is
if they
valid, and
send
I
you
really want
personally?
to. I want to
Yeah.
support you, right? Can you hear me?
I can.
Wow, this is valid, and I really want to support you with everything in me because you said some things that I think, bless, we're having a similar conversation. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I feel like this scenario you gave, this last one you gave. I feel like it's not one of those
Yeah.
things you were hoping that. I feel like these are things that can be worked on because
Okay.
there's something called compromise and balance, right?
True.
And in as much as you don't like to talk on call and stuff like that, you have a partner. You can actually leave your meeting schedules for the people you work with and make
Yeah.
smaller, at least little efforts for this person, right? Is like now, okay, for instance, today I was talking to Bless about something I can't really remember, but a key point I made was it would be nice to have somebody that when you have like a really exciting news, I can call you up and I know that person is there willing to tolerate my excess to hear me scream regardless. Or the highest that can happen is like, okay, can we talk later about this now? Or I'm doing this now. Can you? I can just hint you that this is what has happened, and you also look forward to the call. When I'm having like a really bad day, I can also call you
Yeah.
up. Now you're saying that if I call you out of the blue, you
Mm-hmm.
are not going to maybe because you're in a very bad state. And why that is valid, I
No,
also feel like
no,
you're able.
that's that's not what I
That's an
said.
example. You said you may be angry and you may be doing me a favor not to call
May
because the way you talk to
exactly.
me, I
That's
get it. I'm just
if I
assuming that's the
was
scenario
okay.
now. I'm giving that,
Yeah.
that was the scenario. Like, let's say somebody really pissed you off
Yes.
and I'm calling you out of the blue and you're like, oh, if I call you that time, you see. I feel like you should be able to know that this person is not the source of your anger,
I do.
right?
I understand.
You should be able to pick and even keep quiet because me, my anger is bad though. So when I'm angry, I don't talk.
That
I
is
just shut.
me. So that's why I
Good.
will not pick
Now, but
that
I'm
call.
saying that, yeah, but I'm also saying that, like I said earlier, there are exceptions to every rule. A simple picking and like, can we talk later? I'm in the middle of something would be nice. instead of putting yourself first every time, I feel like there are moments where you should also understand that while you may be going through a shitty, this person may be going through worse, and you may be the only person that can bring that person out of it.
So
Right. So I'm going to
I
give you an
understand.
example. Last 2 weeks, I was fighting. Oh, it's 3 weeks ago. I started noticing bed bugs in my house. I was trying to start killing them and fighting it, and I was having a very stressful day, terrible day. And my friend called. She's like, "Oh, do you remember that boy that I was telling you about? Kiniko. She's always having boy drama, by the way. One of my very good friends. So she called me and she's going on and off. And then the way I'm answering her, she's like, "Are you fine? Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm okay." And she's like, "You're sounding as if you're sick." I say, "I'm fine." Like, you said, you always use your own problem self too much. Anyway, as I was saying, she goes on and on to tell me she's angry, she wants to block him and all. And I'm just there listening. I shall give her my own 2 cents and my own advice and everything. And when I noticed that the call was not going to go longer than I expected, I was like, "Can we talk later? I'm actually doing something now. Probably later. Or whatever." Like, "Can you call me? You call me. Oh." And we talked and laughed. You will not believe that it was yesterday I actually told her that day she called, because like she called me and we're talking and she's like, she wanted to show me her face. She blocked that boy and she's glowing now. Kiniko. It was a video call. And then she saw my face like, "Are you good?" I said, "No, I'm not feeling well. I'm actually even struggling to talk to you. Can we talk later? I'm not in the mood to talk." And she now said, "If you're not in the mood to talk, you're not in the mood to talk." So I now told her that, "Do you know how many times I've actually had to not be good and talk to you? I had to remind her of that. When I told her I was fighting, but she's like, Jesus, like I'm not in my house right now, if I'm in my neighbor's house." Like, Jesus, are you serious? How long? I told her since the day that you called me and you're telling me about a man. Your problem was a man, my problem were bed bugs. What I'm saying is that at that point, it was really important to her. While my bed bugs were also important, it was also important that she ranted, and I gave
Mhm.
her room to do that. So
Yeah.
that is the compromise I feel like we should be able to make for people, in as much as there are things that we know cannot change in the relationship. I feel like these particular scenarios, these are things that we should be able to work out. We understand that we are now sharing our space with somebody, so it's not a only you
I feel
situation.
this thing that you said, you're not sharing your space with someone, I feel is very important because
Yeah.
if you're accepting to be in a relationship with someone, you're accepting to not just, it's not just about you anymore. It's like, it's about you and this person. If this person is sad, you partially have to be sad. You kind of have to get in the feeling of what they are feeling.
But
So
it's
I can't be
still
sad
It
that
like,
you're
would
somewhere.
if I was
it
dating you
would
during the time I was
never
working in my
be
former place, Joshua, if I was
Udone
dating the time I was in my
Ikibakola and
former
Joshua.
place, right? You would have had to be sad with me, because at the end of every meeting, I was having panic attacks, and I would always call my mom, I'll call my friends, I'll call as much people as I can to cry.
I promise you, it can never be me. The
Okay, so
energy
let me
Okay.
I
just
have,
ask a question. In that state when you're
okay.
angry and you don't want to take calls and you said I can send you a message, if she sends a message, is your response not going to be angry too? Like in message you type karma and in calls you are not karma. Is that what it
Never.
means?
My answer in message, we can never be angry.
Wow.
So
People are really different because my message people always don't understand it. Like the tone.
so
It's a bit like I'm
the
shouting.
reason so if I am angry with you with something else, and the way I'm speaking, I will be speaking in a tone that will concern you, right? So you will know that there's something wrong from the way I'm saying it, because you can hear my voice and you know me very well, right?
Yes.
But if
Yes.
I'm typing it, if I'm typing that reply to you, I can see what you're talking about. I have the context, and I can reply based on how I know you, right? I can reply to you based on how I know you, and then you can see my reply and then be happy with it or get exactly what you are looking for without knowing that I am upset. Do you understand? There's no way you will know
Wow.
that I am upset from how I reply to you via text. But if I'm replying to you with those same words via call, you will be concerned on my behalf, and you'll be asking me, is everything okay? Do you understand?
Wow.
So
Yeah, I get.
that's the difference for me.
Let me
So
ask my next question.
all
Have you
right.
even asked? I feel
You
like this is we just called each other and we are gisting, because this this
Exactly.
podcast has not had a
I'm
theme.
I'm going to post this and people are going to be thinking this was friend score and we recorded it, but nobody cares. So I feel like my podcast, someone listened to my career podcast, the Badass Career Girl, and she was like, this is a bit personal. And that is why I
Exactly.
followed it. I feel like we were talking about your life. And I'm like, okay, I actually didn't want to put out so much about me, but it's hard to make this kind of podcast without putting out so much about you.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
next question. What's your take on long distance relationship? Have you ever been in one? And what did you learn
It
from the
will not
experience?
work.
Who wants to go first?
Oh
Me,
yeah, you should go.
it will
I
not
don't have
work.
this.
Lie. I don't even have backup reasons. I shall know that it will not work.
Me,
That's
I have
my
a lot
own.
of reasons.
Okay,
I
Okay.
have a
Why
go
lot of
it will
ahead.
reasons.
work, I mean, it will work.
It's I call it voluntary sufferhead. So
Let's see.
when two people come together to say, you know what, let's suffer. Let's just suffer ourselves
Let's stress ourselves.
because because we don't have any other thing to do with our lives. Let me give you an example. And my
Okay.
sister is the person that made me to see this in a very good light. So I was dating this girl. So Millicent, you might want to relate it to your boyfriend, that one that
Her ex,
X.
please.
how would
Please,
I
it's
put
two
it
years
now?
ago, please. X.
And your ex, sorry now.
Thank
So the reason is that when I started my career, this girl that I was dating, she was very fine, and she was working in a very big space at the bank, right? So a lot of people were like, happy to be dating her. Like I was the lucky person in this situation because I was still looking for work, and she's this first class student from Covenant University, and there are a lot of. She just finished the graduate training program at GT Bank. She was the top of her class, things like that, right?
you.
So everything was going well. They transferred her to one far place, and we hardly see each other. Me and that girl, I can count the number of times we actually kissed each other. Do you know how? And that's my babe. Oh. I'll tell you, but that's my girl. So the relationship lasted for like 2 years, right? And we saw ourselves only 4 times.
Not from a
We
distance.
were talking on the phone almost all the time, and in fact, it's like we were with each other every day. But guess what? We saw ourselves. It's my sister that told me, "Why are you sad from somebody you saw only 4 times?" I never thought about it in my life before. She told me that's a complete stranger. You might not even know, but that's a complete stranger. You can meet a girl right now, and you see her every day for a week, and you have more memories with that girl than this person did for 2 years. So that puts it in my head how a lot of long distance relationships are. See, because there's always somebody in that dynamic that is doing something else, right? And that person is not doing that thing else because they don't like you. Because people are not made out of wood. A human being traveled to Canada and the UK.
Gracias.
It's not a tuber of yam, or it's not plastic. It's a human being. The same way that
So from what
person.
you said now, if you're dating someone now and if you're dating someone and you really like her,
Yeah.
and next year either she or you are leaving for Canada,
We
what
will
are you
end the
going to
relationship,
do?
otherwise you are following me. If I really
Joshua, I
like
said you
you,
like.
I will marry that
Exactly.
girl. I'm not even joking.
What if she's not
See,
ready to
for
marry? What if both of you are not ready for marriage yet?
then that is the reason why we have to break up. Are you kidding me? It's very easy. It's
It's
a
not
it's
no
a make or
breakup is
break
not easy.
situation. For who?
Why is breakup not an option? I feel like I would break up too because I don't want to be
It's an
loyal
option. I
to.
just said it's not easy.
Oh, okay. I think it will be easy. I don't. I think for me, Oshaf, my kind of person, I feel like I understand situations like this a lot. I mean, I may even be the one to bring it to you, even if you feel like in a space in your head is going to work at all costs. I'm just going to tell you, I don't want to be loyal
Exactly.
to
To
an
somebody
alien
that is in exactly.
because I don't want to be loyal to. Yeah, first of all, I don't know when you're coming back. I don't have intentions of coming over there. Even if I have intentions, we don't know how long it will take that
The
to happen.
the
Okay,
best the
see
best
this
decision we can make
guy.
is if we find if
It's
we find ourselves in the same space again, then we can
yes,
continue.
exactly. We can continue because look at this guy I follow on Instagram. He has been trying to get his sister to join him in Canada. They started the same time. 8 years later, that's when she's joining him. Imagine that was a relationship.
Jesus Christ. 8 years.
So for someone like me, I feel it would be nice to the sensible thing would be to say, okay, maybe let's break up or any other thing. But breakup is not easy. So if I finally manage to find somebody I like and I agree to date you, you agree to date me, and we've been dating for like a year, and one of us have to travel. I'm not going to put a stop to 1 year of my life. I'm not just going to cancel it because the love street is mad. I don't want to go back to the
Well,
streets.
different folks for different strokes. I mean, different strokes for different
So
folks.
that's for me. I don't want to go back to the streets. I am going to
You are
try
going
as
to
long as
enter
I can.
the person's box.
Oga, you will go to street. That street you're running from. In
You
fact,
will
you
enter
will
the
build
person's box.
duplex. You will build duplex
Real
on that.
duplex inside the
But this
street.
thing is hard, though. The single street, like it is mad. So
If
when finally you now manage and find somebody, he now wants to travel. Ah,
see
yes,
that example that I was giving you, that particular girl, it was not even about distance. There was a particular time that because I used to make shirts, right? Bless, I make shirts
yeah,
now. So that time,
yes, yes.
it was like the only thing that I used to do after school. While she was this big babe working in the banking sector. So she now told me that her class, like her graduating class, wanted to do shirts, that I should
Okay.
come and pitch to them. You understand? So I thought that,
Yeah.
because my babe did there now, so she wants to give me the contract. When I went to their office, this girl was treating me like an outside vendor. So there was
Uh,
one guy,
you
there
get
was
to
one guy that,
pitch.
see, she didn't even talk to me like I was her boyfriend. She positioned like the client that is vetting me, right? And there was this guy who was giving me this very terrible look. I think it was their class president or something. So he was the guy that was like her work husband, right?
Oh,
So she did not want to give him the impression that I was her boyfriend. So that's the math I did in my head because of
okay.
the position. I read body language very fast. So the way she was acting, I just deciphered it that, oh, this guy and this girl, they are close at work, right? So because of the way I was very familiar with her, it was offending him. Do you understand?
Mm.
So my
And she
familiarity
was
with her was
trying to
offending
make
him.
you not get so familiar.
Do you understand? Like she was trying to make me just before she has disappeared. I'm looking for her. I'm looking. Where is this girl? So, and the guy would is giving me the opinion, the impression like, why are you looking for her? I'm here. Talk to me. Say you came to pitch your business. That kind of shit.
Yeah.
So, and me, I'm not. I don't even want to be there because I have better things to do. She's the one who called me there. So I came
Yeah.
there. I gave them my price. The guy said that the guy almost implied that I wanted to rob them. That what kind of price that
How?
am I giving them? That he has somebody else that can do this thing, and it's not even sure that my
By all means,
sample that I
please.
brought. This guy was rubbishing what I brought. Like he,
And
so
yeah,
I
did
looked
not see
at
any.
Madame now. I looked
At
at
least
my
to
madam
professionally defend yourself.
professionally. Thank you, really. This girl said she has been thinking about the same thing. Like it doesn't really look like the quality that they were expecting. I just looked at her like
Wow.
You tell me you broke up after that.
I did not. To me, I don't make
That's
rash
crazy
decisions
enough.
like that. for me to break up with you, and just know that you have done. That's why I told you before that if I break up with you in my head, there's nothing that can make me go back because it will take a long time. Do you understand? I will give you a lot of leeway, a lot of grace periods. You understand? So that particular day when she did that, as she said it, there was this girl that I had not talked to before. I don't know this girl from anywhere. That's the girl that started arguing for me. The girl said it's a lie, that this material is nice and the price is okay. That and we don't have time because
Yeah.
I was brought here to bridge the gap because they don't have time, and that my girlfriend already told them that I would deliver within so time, and they're already back on the clock. Like, why are they doing this deliberation of back and forth? That she's the one that is only, holding the money, and the money is complete from what I gave them. That we should just end this meeting now so that she can transfer me the money and I can bring the clothes. She was apologizing to me that she's so sorry and everything. That my girlfriend was boiling with anger. Like, I could see it in her face. Because
I mean,
a
you
complete
couldn't stand up
stranger
for
just
someone else.
so a complete stranger just made her look stupid. And so after then, she now asked me everything, that why did my friend not sign me, that she's the one who said that. So from the conversation I had with that new girl that I just met, I now realized that these people don't even know that that's my girlfriend.
Yeah,
Do
it
you
was like your
understand?
friend.
Yes. So when that girl later found out that that is my girlfriend, she now started telling me that she thought she and that guy in that,
Graduating.
like the class captain, yes, she thought they were dating.
Yeah.
That because they're always together, they're always doing everything together. That if they give them assignments, that only two of them will go and submit,
Who
that
even
nobody likes
said
them in the
that
class.
one? Who even said that one?
Because do you know what she was telling me?
Because she liked you.
She wanted to scatter it so she can enter.
Rubbish. I hate people like that. I mean, we will get into defended. Mind
I
your
God.
wanted to
business.
hit her. Like,
She
I'll
was
be
just
under
telling me
probation and you
different things. And guess what? It was a very I learned a lot from that experience. Why? Because that girl, me and her were having a lot of problems. And whenever I want us to see, like I'm telling her, let me come and see you. I'm this kind of person. Even if you like, you should be in Gombe, you like being in Taraba. I want to come and see you. Just be available. I will come. Right? She was always telling me different stories, and this one is happening. You can't go. And it was because she had somebody else filling that void. If you have somebody you are dating, and you are missing the person, you will jump at every opportunity to see that person, or you will try to make it happen. But when the person you are trying to see is making an excuse, that person does not have the need for you because there's somebody else that is filling that void. Do you understand? So if you have a boyfriend and the things you're supposed to be doing for your boyfriend is not look is what I always say. Men are very physical, right? They always want to be physical in every particular way. So if you are dating somebody that is not physical to you at all, like it doesn't, even if you guys are not doing anything, it's not making any attempts or insinuating it. You should be worried.
you have someone that
You
is
should be
feeling
very
that.
exactly. That's why it's not worried. It's okay as long as people just see and talk, and you are very happy that you are keeping yourself or you are not giving any part of yourself out. But if you really like that person, you should be worried because that person is doing things with numerous people or with one particular person, and you might find out like later in the future. Do you understand? When I
I
broke up
have
that
a
relationship with
question.
that girl, it
Yeah.
didn't make me feel anyway. I just went. Nothing happened.
I feel because before then you've gone through the detaching phase while you were in the
Yes,
relationship.
now I sat myself down and asked, like, what am I gaining here? There's nothing here. I just like her because she's fine, and people say, your girlfriend is fine. That's the end. You see a picture. That's a human being.
Ja, have one question. So is
Okay.
it valid for someone to I'll ask this towards the end. Let me ask the stated questions. Love languages. What's your primary love language and how has it affected your relationships? I think we've covered this
Um,
question from when we talked about. Okay, please go on.
I want Millicent to go first.
Millicent, please go. Now you're
Hi.
making me call her Millicent. Sally, go first. Thank you.
You guys, sorry, I just had a moment of anger. Okay,
Eh,
so I'm trying to get myself back into this space. Okay,
Okay.
love language. That's what you asked, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. And how has that really it?
I used to
And how
think
has
I
it
don't have one, but if I'm going to put thoughts to it, I think it's going to be spontaneity because um, I think I've been my own person for the longest time. I rarely ask. So I do a lot, thoughtfully for others. So it's always appreciated when people don't wait for me to do the things I like and just do it. I mean, of course, once in a while I'll get to ask, but it always makes me more happy when I know that people understand that, oh, this person likes me and does it for me, right? How has it
Okay.
affected my life or my past relationships? I think it affected my past relationship negatively, because he liked it when you asked. He was willing to do everything for you, but he never did it on his own, right? And I, on the other hand, wanted to see that thoughtfulness that, you can walk out, see a dress that you think will look good on your girlfriend and buy. Because I mean, I do that, right? But you would want me to outrightly say, oh, I like this before you buy it. A typical scenario, I think one that really made us quarrel real big was when I was really ill and I didn't have money at all. And I was down. I kept saying, oh, I wish I had money. I would have gone for tests. I hate self medication. In our own house, nobody does that. We always run tests and checkups. So I'm used to that. So I was like, I would have gone into all this malaria medicine I'm just going to buy. Yada, yada, yada. I kept talking about this stuff over and over again. I was making calls to my friends who could give me money. And finally, I shall got the money. And I went to the test. He was with me all through. I did the test. I came back and I looked at him that day. Oh, he's like, oh,
Yeah.
I used to like shawarma a lot back then in school. So he was like, you'll buy shawarma for me this time because I'm sick. This and that and blah blah blah. And he called the guy that sells shawarma is my friend. He called do there. He's like, go there. Let's bring two shawarma. I ordered two shawarma, and shawarma was I think one free. And then you're ordering two. That's 2,600. The bro girl in me is calculating plus delivery fee 500, 2,800. And I'm calculating, and then he buys some drinks. I think I used to like share exotic shawarma then. I can't remember, yeah, but I think he bought that. I'm calculating 800 naira. Okay. So he brought it, and he's like, oh yeah, eat the kiniko. And I'm looking at him. I was like, guy, were you there for this while I was talking? I didn't have money and I needed to do test. You had money. In my mind, yeah, me, I'm assuming that my boyfriend too does not have
I
money.
wanted to ask, did he have the money?
Yes. In my head, I'm assuming that my boyfriend did not have money. So you have money to do all this one. And he was like, his excuse was so daft. I don't think he thought about it until I called it to his attention. He was like, you did not ask me now. Since we were calling people, I thought maybe you had
I
money you
did not
wanted to
ask.
collect
Are
from.
you joking?
Ah,
We're in the same house. Okay.
that day I nearly lost it. That's why I wear once. And when I want to eat you, I will eat you raw. I just stood up carry the juice, carry the shawarma straight to the trash, pour the juice inside the sink, and he was looking at me. I think I'm also going to eat it. You can't watch me want to die here and you're buying me food to eat. If I didn't feed myself, how would you see me sent to buy shawarma for? And he was like, hey, I didn't have to throw it away. This and that, blah, 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 blah. I said, you didn't have to buy it. So he just went off and it was annoying. So I started reminding him of so many times where, I would go out of my way to do stuff for him and he's always just sitting down there to wait for me to ask him for stuff. And then again, I think another significant one was on my birthday, the last birthday we had together. There's this dress every day in one boutique after school. I would always pass and I'd be like, I like this leather singlet. It was a leather singlet. I loved it. I always said it. Fast forward to my birthday. I don't like gowns. And if I must wear one, it has to be really short and like fitted. Right. But I don't like gowns generally. I don't even like skirts too. If I must wear, it has to be really short as well and fitted, no flare or whatsoever. So that birthday, my best friend brings a gift. No, he brings a gift, and my best friend brings a gift. Of course, he brought out his gift first, and he's like, "Oh, look at the gift. Guess what? He bought me a very big bobo gown. You know those rich aunties gown."
Yes.
That's what he bought for me. And
I saw it, I'm like, prophesying into your future.
I saw it and I was like, oh, I was excited. I mean, it's a gift now. It's my birthday. So I was excited and I collected it. I hugged him and told him thank you. And then my best friend brings her own. And it was that singlet the singlet was 9K. That's why I could not buy it then. It was 9,000 and at the end, my friend bought it for me. Apparently, all the while I've been saying she has been paying small at the shop for that day. And when I saw it, I screamed. You know when something that you've been expecting.
Yeah.
I screamed so hard and I hugged and I was just shouting and I collected it. Like I literally did not even know when I left his home and I said that. And then the next day he told me that he felt bad the way I reacted to Jennifer's case. That at this point he feels
I
like
will
he's in
feel
a
bad.
relationship. He said he feels like he's in a relationship with Jennifer. And then
I'm telling you, I will feel bad.
It's not like that. That this thing I've been wanting. It's not as I didn't appreciate your gift. He said, but he felt like he didn't appreciate the gift. Only for later, when I was not telling Jenny that also what Izzy said and apologized to him, because then that day actually apologized. She now said that when she saw the gown, she was shocked because he actually consulted her before he bought that gown, and she clearly told him that Millie does not like wearing gown. Instead, buy trousers for her. She will not like it, that she will say yes, but she will not really like it, and she may not even wear that, or even if she take it, you will not see her wear it because she doesn't like gowns. And then he went ahead, even after consultation, to buy it. And his excuse. So when I was like, that gown that you bought, and I later brought it up in a way that it was not like looking like it's my friend that told me. I said, that gown that you bought, I don't like that. I may not really wear it too. I once in a while, maybe we'll use it for all night. So I was like, that he bought the gown 7K. I was like, but you know, I don't like big gown. Why did you buy it? That you should have bought something small, Kiniko. That you should have asked Jenny. He said that he asked her. But that he really liked the gown, so he wanted me to wear it. I said, it's my birthday. Why are you buying based on what you like, for crying out loud? So there we just entered on that argument. I still reminded him of times. I can't go and buy something for you without thinking about what you like. Would this look good on you? Yes. Does it look like something that is in your class or something that you are comfortable in? Because what's the point of me buying you a dress that you will never wear?
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't do that. And when he does, he's also put into cognizance what you like or what you don't like. So I feel like the fact that I don't speak about stuff like that, maybe sometimes it's a negative. I tried this anyway. I try. But at the time, I also just like that. The same way I notice what people like and get from them, I would really appreciate if people can also do the same for me. So,
okay, so my next question would be, how do you
Josh has
define
not
relationship success? Oh, you okay. Joshua, please, you want to go?
Go. I don't understand. Can you come again?
Eh, So let me ask another question. Don't worry. How do you define
Oh, is
relationship
it about
success?
the words of affirmation
Love
to
language. Now, only word of affirmation.
love language? It's my own is physical touch and quality time. So they are intertwined together, right? I
Yeah.
I will not value a person that I can't spend quality time with. So intimacy with me is tied to quality time. I can never be intimate with somebody I can't talk to after. Do you understand? That's why
Yeah.
that's really important for me. When we are finished whatever thing that we are doing, we should be able to look at each other and discuss and talk. Not like we are finished everything, oh yeah, come and go. Or I'll just stand up and act like one stranger. That's very, it will make me feel somehow. I don't like feeling somehow. So intimacy is tied to physical touch, but quality time is higher on my scale than any other thing. So
Happy for you. So how do
thank
you
you.
define
Really happy
relationship
for you.
success?
Yeah.
How do you
I'm
define
sorry.
What did Millicent say? I didn't hear that.
Nothing, no.
Uh, Come on, say it again now. This is
I
a
can't
safe
remember. That's
space.
it.
Wow. Okay.
Bless your next question.
okay? So how do you define relationship success? Can you share a relationship that you consider a success and what made it so?
Okay. Relationship success. Would it be a success if
There
it
has to be
ended?
someone, there has to be someone you there has to be someone you shared this really nice connection with that got you
Oh
on
yes.
so many levels and something just went off, something just
I'll
happened. If you can think back
I'll
and see
give
time, it's not
you
like you
an
want to date that person,
example.
but you like that experience again. Yeah.
So yes, this one lasted for like 2 weeks, but it was like two
Wow.
years. I
Wow.
met this girl after photo, like I've graduated and I was doing my clearance, right? So I met her. I
Yeah.
went to look for my friend. I remember that day I went to his house to visit him, and he was there with his girlfriend. Those would like disturbing us. Once him and his girlfriend enter his room, just wear earphones because you know hear what the next day. So I went to visit them, and I thought it would be like normal routine, but she was there, but she had her friend there, and they were in the kitchen. They were cooking. I was like, okay, maybe today's a different day because they don't cook in that house. They were cooking and they were just having fun. So she introduced me to her friend, like, hey, this is so and so. And I started talking to her. When I was talking to her, she was not even paying attention to me. She was just, oh, who is this guy? You know, photo girls now, you people like thinking everybody wants to try you. So
I
she
didn't
was
get
not paying attention to me. What? So I was just, say, okay, let me mind my business. So I went to the parlor. I was watching a movie, and I now heard that my guy and his girlfriend have resumed normal service. So I was like, okay. I started using headphones to watch my movie. I thought this girl had gone home. I didn't know that she was there in the parlor because there was darkness in that parlor. I couldn't see her.
yeah.
So she just came to meet me where I was watching the movie and said that are these people not disturbing me? I said, what will I do? Is it not their house? So I gave her one ear of my earpiece that she should join me and watch movie.
That
So
must
that's
have
why we were
been so
watching movie.
sweet.
It was okay. So as we were watching the movie, we were doing commentary for my guy and his girlfriend inside the room. So we bonded over nonsense that day. So we were doing commentary for them, and if they stop making noise, we will ask if they are finished. I will make bets. She will say no, they will start again. Me, I'll say it's a lie, they are tired. So we watched like a lot of movies. Before you know, we slept. The next morning, the guy's girlfriend woke us up like, why not you sleep for each other? But they have. So we didn't know that we slept like that. We woke up and they left. I didn't see her again after that day. Then she came back to that house and asked my guy for my number. And she called me. I said, oh, this is where I live. She's like, she wants to see me. I was like, this is serious. Oh. So she came to my house and we just went out, we were chilling. And everything was very organic. Like, it was the first time in a very long time that I met a very, very beautiful girl. And I didn't have to do much. You understand? Like, I didn't have to impress her with anything. We were just being ourselves. We didn't have to do anything. Then guess what? There's a particular day that we said we will meet. I did not see this girl. And I was upset. She was not picking her call. Nothing. I went to my room and I slept off. Fast forward to 7 o'clock that day at night. This girl comes to my room. She bought a lot of stuff, right? And she just gave them to me. I asked her, what is the meaning of this? Why are you buying me things? She said she will not lie to me. That one of the guys she's seen took her out the time that we were supposed to go out. Nobody has ever told me that kind of thing to my face before. Like, that's something that's supposed to piss me off, right? So she told me that there's one guy like driving one bad car that took her out. That she will not lie to me that guy has been owing her outing since a very long time ago. That today is just the chance that she caught him. Like, he took her out, he bought her a lot of stuff and everything. That she felt bad because she was supposed to see me. That's why she brought all this stuff to me. That she really likes me and she doesn't want me to be angry with her. That she's going to stay here for as long as I want. So that amount of, I don't understand it. I didn't understand it at that particular time. Like, why is this girl? She doesn't owe me anything. Do you understand? Like, she could have just gone and nothing will happen. But she was acting accordingly. So in the ways that like I was not used to that energy. Because I was used to people behaving very rude or out of order, or they don't even care.
I get that.
Yeah, they were nonchalant. So I had built up a resistance, right, to that type of behavior. But she was behaving nice, so I didn't know how to react to her. I was just there, and I think me and that girl we were together for like a while. And then when I wanted to do my clearance, she followed me everywhere I was going. There's a particular office I went to, and they made me wait for 1 hour. That girl was there. Another office I went to, they made me wait for 2 hours. She was there. And I was asking her, like, is this still not too much? Just go to your lodge. When I'm done, I'll call. She said she's not going to leave me. Then the man came and said that I should go away, that he doesn't have time. This girl went to this man's office and spoke to me. She just came outside and I realized that the man was now saying that, no, I can do it today. Like, he didn't mean it. Like, I don't know what she said to me. She has this power of convincing somebody. Like, she can stand in front of 10 people and talk to them, right? And that's the kind of energy I felt like I was drawn to. So I really liked that.
Right.
I was not intimidated by it. I felt like it was she completed me in a way that I can be like that sometimes. So I don't want a docile person. I want somebody that is on the front foot, but her feminine energy is still in her. That she likes me enough to respect me, to allow me lead. Do you understand? So she's very okay with putting me at the front, not because she's beneath me or that I am over her. There's a way it just works. The synergy was, I don't know how to explain it. But guess what? I just want to talk this rubbish. That girl got married the next month. Married.
The next
It's
month
always
she got
there. It's
hold
always
on.
there. It's no,
So
yes, I'm not sure. It's always there.
This
For those girls,
this
they are
girl,
bloody understanding.
This girl got married the next
I feel
month.
she
I was so
understood him
shocked.
and she did all of that because maybe she saw him as a brother. She felt like she saw him as a brother.
Which brother? Do you know the kind of things we were doing? Do you know the kind of things with your brother?
Okay, okay.
Brother. Brother. My God. Is it because I'm keeping your podcast PPG 13?
It's from PG-13.
It's PG 13,
Okay.
so that they will not cut out from Spotify.
Please, so I just dey start. I just arrived.
Don't worry, let's keep it Catholic Church 6 a.m. Mass.
Okay. So
Yep.
yeah, your experience away from the fact that she got married, if if you had the opportunity to have that experience again, I think you would love to have it because you had a really great time, right?
So that's the thing. So I keep chasing that high. That is why I stopped trying. So there's an experience like that I had like years later after NYSC. So I met somebody that's exactly like that, that took care of me every way. See, I had to be begging this girl to stop it sometime. This girl will serve my food in tray and bring it to my
Yeah.
room. I'm asking her, why?
Oh,
Why are you
What
keeping
do you
this
now
feel
this
kind
all
of
this
thing?
kind of safe.
Like
me?
she would cook and she would not eat till I come back from where I'm going to. Do you understand?
Were you guys married?
And I will be. Thank you for that question. Thank you for that question. This is a girl that when I met her, her boyfriend just traveled abroad, which is why I'm telling you that long distance relationship is rubbish because that girl and that guy were dating for like a very long time before that guy traveled abroad. So this guy had gone abroad, and guess what? In a month, that girl was already with me. We're not dating, no, but she was doing those things for me. Do you understand?
Wow.
And along
I
along the
think that's
way,
why most people that travel keep their relationship open. I've been hearing a lot about relationship.
you have to see, you just have to. And while she was doing this thing for me, she eventually stopped talking to that guy. So it was now me. So you would think we are dating now. I mean, this girl was doing everything for me. How much money I spent on that girl was not up to 20,000 naira. I'm not even joking. The money that girl spends on me is up to 200k
Yeah.
because every
But
time
please,
I was
oh,
copper now. How much do I have? She has uncles and aunties that have money. We go and collect money from them for to cook for us because we were visually staying
wow.
together. I was thinking I have
Wow.
seen wife because this girl, if me and her quarrel, she can cry and she will beg me and we will do everything together. Guess what happened, blessed?
How did it end?
I was always worried that she will marry that her Yankee boyfriend, right? That the guy
So
will
you came
come
back
back.
and
So
apologized.
at the end of my service, I was hearing that the guy had gone to see her parents and he wants to marry her and everything. She had this uncle that she used to stay with in Benin Republic because she stays in Benin Republic. So
Yeah.
the uncle has this friend, like this is his best friend. They are in the same age. His best friend has a daughter, so she used to take care of the uncle and that his best friend and their daughter. They had a very weird relationship like that, sha. But the guy used to come
Yeah.
to where we used to live, and we just, everybody know each other. It was like a family thing. You get.
Yeah.
So around that ending of my service time, I was hearing that that guy was coming from Yankee to marry her and everything. I was preparing my mind. So I now heard that she has finally gotten married. I think I was working in Lagos then. I just started my career after like a year after service. I was hearing that she has finally married. I was like, at least she can rest now because her mind was always up. So somebody now sent me the like wedding invites, like wedding thing, like a month after the wedding. I didn't bother to like check about the wedding. I just removed it from my mind, moved on with my
Yeah.
life. So I saw the wedding poster and everything, and it was the shock of the decade. It was This girl married her
Shut
uncle's
down.
friend.
Wait.
The guy that me and
Wow.
him used to play Ludo. That he will come, me and him we go and drink palm wine and we'll be gisting. Is the guy that the girl I was dating married.
So did she ever send a message? Did she ever clear the air?
She came to meet me in Lagos before she married that guy. Like she really missed the time and she slept in my house that day, man. And she was there, she was just passing through. So she was traveling to Delta States. So she came from Benin Republic, she spent the night in my house in Lagos. The next morning she entered bus, she went to Delta State.
You see why I
I didn't
say
see her again.
they see you as their brother, irrespective of what.
Hmm. See, if you used to do that kind of thing with your brother, okay.
No, like I what I mean is somebody that they could take care of fully and really care about and really love, not do every other thing that is like PG 18, but you practically take care of your brother and all of that. So I feel like maybe that's how they saw you. But I
But they
don't
were
think I have.
doing but they were doing PG-21 every day.
I don't have answer to that. I'm glad you have healed from it. I hope you have healed. I want to say finally your advice to someone starting out in the dating pool, not necessarily young, but starting to put themselves out there. Starting to put themselves out there and at the same time trying to draw a line. There are some things that they don't want to let go of, some basic cores and basic principles of their life that they don't ever want to change. Um Not that they don't ever want to
Okay.
change, they are not very open to changing, but they are trying to put themselves out there in the relationship pool and let people in. What is your advice for them?
Okay, so is this
So my advice
person
to okay.
okay? Go ahead.
So my advice to them is to not compromise anything. So do you know why I say that? I have this belief that genuine attraction cannot be negotiated, which is why you see a lot of people are in toxic relationships, right? And they give them
Yeah,
100,000 advice, but some way somehow, it's the person that will be
they find their way back.
arguing with you. It's the person that you're advising that will be arguing with you, not even the toxic person, though. It's the person you're advising. Tell you that, boy, he's nice sometimes, but he used to buy me lunch. But this is somebody that has a black eye, like standing before you. So they would find every reason to, because it's not because they love that person, it's because they are familiar with that behavior. If you trace that
Yeah,
trait, it might be that the person's father is abusive or the person's father is very vocally abusive. So there's a behavior that that person is familiar with, right? That you can
and
trace
that's what
down
they
to
are
their
drawn to.
childhood. Yes. So the reason why they are drawn to that toxic person, it's not because of love, it's because of familiarity. People go to behaviors that they are familiar with. That toxic boyfriend that beats her and then buys her a a Birkin bag, right? Is the same way her father will shout at her and then bring her food for her in her room when she was small. Do you understand? It's the
Yeah, I
same
get
behavior traits. So she doesn't know, or he doesn't know, because it's not just girls. A lot of guys are in that situation. They don't know that that is the reason why they do that, why they always relapse. But that is the major reason. If you
it. Okay,
compromise in a relationship, you would suffer for it. If you are somebody that likes somebody that gives you attention, make sure that the person you are dating gives you attention. If you go for somebody that you like very well but cannot afford to give you attention, you would suffer. You would suffer till you retire. That's just the thing. It will not work.
all right.
Okay,
Thank you so
Mr.
much.
Compromise.
Kali, how about you?
So I was going to ask if this person is completely new, they've not dated anybody before. or this
Maybe you
person has
dated
had
someone, but that was a long time
God
ago.
time
And
ago. Okay, like me. What advice would I give to myself? Um, minded.
okay,
Maybe,
please
Do
go on.
you?
maybe she's trying to come out of it.
Okay.
Eh?
No, please go
Maybe
Maybe
on.
you're
what?
trying to come out of it.
Come out of it.
It's now. You said you have not been in the dating pool in a long time.
Yes. So I think the advice is like be open-minded. I mean, don't really, to be honest, I don't have an advice because this is me trying to give advice to myself, which never works. So just if you find love, check it out, good for you. If you don't, still good for you. If you are searching, actively search. If you are not searching, don't let the word bully you into searching. Yes, I think I stand for that. Don't let the word bully you into searching. I'm a very big advocate of that. Like, that would be my advice.
Avoid looking for love in Surulere, Ikoyi, and
In Lagos
VGC
as a
and
whole.
Lekki. No, you can
Yes,
try
so
Yaba.
it is in
The only
VGC.
places you can find love is
It
in
says it.
Yaba, Ikeja, and Magodo. Those three places is the only place you can find love.
It's in VGC.
No,
They say I should come and be a
people
job
in a
pusher.
country should not be in love. People in a
People
better
in
should not
Ikot,
be in love.
people in Ikotun and Egbeda should focus on living Ikotun and Egbeda because I don't know what they are doing there.
Don't be mean.
People in Beggar too should focus on living beggar.
Beggar, people that are almost in Ogun State, what are you doing with love?
You
They,
guys
Thank
they
don't
you.
be
should
mean.
focus on
That was my sub.
repairing their traffic.
That was my
That
sub.
long roads. Before you know, they are in Kara and Opik. Please, they should focus on repairing Lagos Ibadan Expressway.
Thank you,
I've been
sir,
now.
for that advice. Thank you, ma. Kali, you also agree with him, Abi? No
No, no, no.
problem.
I
We'll
said
focus on
nobody should find love in Lagos and Port Harcourt. That's what I said. Oh, Abuja.
I don't understand. What about Benin?
the Abuja own is.
I mean, Benin is full of Yahoo boys, so if you can handle, no problem.
I don't understand.
Oh yeah.
I
So
don't know.
fine boys
Don't even date in
that go
Nigeria
to
as a
the
whole.
gym.
Wow,
In this
that's very good
2023,
advice.
dating is a risky thing. So,
So I would say my advice
Okay.
to people.
but I think bless
My advice.
you should only be advised,
Can
only
you hear us
be
now?
eligible to advise when I feel like you're in a relationship because I don't know what you're advising people. That's what I mean.
What is that?
I just kept quiet because
I agree
but
with her. I agree with
they are
her,
taking
Bless.
such a bold step.
You
Yes,
you
Please.
can't you can't give advice from outside the club. You have to be in.
exactly.
Both of you, when last I checked, are still single. So why the sub?
But I said my
That's
own. I said I don't know. So I feel like you should also.
Hey, but I know one I'm trying to
But
figure
what happened
out
to
is
giving yourself? If you knew it, you should have given yourself, taking it, and probably been in a relationship by now.
don't let people see you finish. It is not good.
Okay.
That's my advice. Don't let your friends see you finish. It's not good. It is so
you'll be
not
fine.
good.
You'll
I
be
am fine. They say I don't have any advice. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for coming on this podcast. I really appreciate you listening to this point. I encourage you to if you like the conversation, please hit the subscribe button, the follow button on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and please share it with your friends and maybe your enemies and your seatmate at the office. Talk to them about this is the in-between space, and I plan on having so much fun with this podcast, and I hope you have fun too.
Thank you
So
for having them.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was nice